What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Overthinking Understanding podcast. I'm your host, Victoria Moore, and we are back with another episode. What's going on? Y'all heard that intro. We are back with another episode. And this is March's episode. If y'all see me looking over, I'm trying to make sure we ain't running overtime. So if y'all see me looking over, I just try to make sure we ain't running overtime. How y'all like my hat? Yeah, like my hat. It's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice hat. I keep telling that store to come on, come mess with a sponsor. I keep telling that store that I'm in all the time because I love y'all. Dress for less. Matter of fact, side quest. So it had nothing to do with the episode, right? I was in that store today picking up some stuff from my car. And I had on the little jacket, it looked like a painting or whatever, like the little woven jacket that's been hot for like the last 2, 3 years. And the employees was like, "Oh my God, I love your jacket. Like that's so nice." And I'm like, "I got it out of this store. I got it out of this store." Like, you know how well you gotta wear the clothes for somebody that work at the store, don't even know it came out of their store. I bought it like a year ago out of y'all store. Come sponsor. Come sponsors. But while I'm talking about sponsors, might as well get into the sponsors of this episode. So, like I said, y'all heard the intro. Y'all know that y'all tuned in to Overthinking Understanding podcast. And today we have a sponsor, One Day at a Time Nutrition. One Day at a Time Nutrition is a meal prep company for service workers, the people that get forgot about. We talking about the nurses, the truck drivers, the long haulers, the people who take your garbage, the people who got these thankless jobs that really are the heartbeat of making society productive. It's a meal prep company that's trying to feed them. And I only say trying because they're doing it. They're there and they have the ability to do it. They just need the people to come in. Not only are they trying to feed service workers, they're trying to feed the service animals too. But I always say animals, but specifically, as of now, is service dogs. Healthy food, whether it's ground chicken, whether it's ground turkey. The diet plans are broken down for your service dogs too. Because like I said, the people who they're trying to feed, they have animals. The truck drivers, they have companions that ride with them. One day at a time nutrition. I'm being told that they will be uploading menus soon. They will be uploading their food soon. So be on the lookout for One Day at a Time Nutrition. They have a website, so look them up. They have an email, info at One Day at a Time Nutrition. That's a mouthful, but thank y'all for sponsoring. You know we like to eat. We ready to eat. Let's get into this actual episode. If y'all see me messing with my headphones, it's because I got the headphones on. I wanted to wear the hat, and I'm also being a little. I'm being a little silly because like my spouse told me not to buy the hat, but I loved it. I really wanted it. It kind of segued into this episode. I wanted it. I have my adult money to purchase it, so I got the hat. And my spouse was like, "If you get the hat, then you gotta wear it the next time we go out." And I'm like, cool, cool, cool. I didn't wear it 'cause I thought she said, like, the next time we go out, get dressed up, this, that, and the third. But she was saying just period, wear the hat because she didn't want it just to sit there. But I have like 6, 7 of these hats next to me. Like, this is my style. I love the hats. I love the hats. Texas rodeo style type, whatever. But I love the hats. And I could come on, man. We born and raised in Texas. I couldn't leave a hat. Come on, dress for less. Mess with us. Mess with us. Let's get this lovely sponsorship and podcast relationship going on. This is organic. I shout y'all out all the time. I love shopping at y'all stores. But like I said, um, I really have enjoyed doing one episode a month because when I come on here to talk to y'all, I be excited. It's done took me about 4 hours to get ready to come talk to y'all. I've been thinking about y'all all day, which is funny because I get to ramping up on social media. I go super dead on social media. And then when it's time to shoot an episode, I'll come back a little bit. But it's not because like I'm beating a dead horse. I be a little busy. I really do be busy though. I really do be busy. But on this episode, we're gonna talk about why getting older shouldn't scare you. First of all, I had said it earlier, or maybe a couple days ago. I don't know. Time be running together. But I don't know who told us that 30s was bad. 30s was old. It had to be some young people. It had to be some kids. Like I'm 30 years old, and and I can only speak for myself. 30s, being in your 30s, I know I'm fresh. I'm just not dipping my toe into the 30 pond. But from my experience so far, 30s feel like your 20s with just more money, more life experiences, less capacity for the BS, more clarity because you done been through the BS. Like in a little to a lot of weight gain. But I don't want to go back to 20 thinking the way that I was thinking just to be back skinny. I'd rather get not even cause skinny is the word I was looking for, but I should say better fit. I would rather stay 30 and get fit than just to go back to 20 and be skinny. Like I was skinny, but what I'm saying, I wasn't healthy. So it's not like, oh, I miss my 20s because I was a size small. I was an extra small. I'm not want to go back to that. I'd rather just get fit in my 30s. Like I don't know why I said it. Like it has to be a population control thing, or it's just some young kids. It's just some young kids. Like I'm almost petrified about. Don't get me wrong. I've always felt like I had a good head on my shoulder. I had a good head on my shoulder. I was firm in the way that I thought. My life experiences young shaped me to be able to navigate through life differently. But, and I mean the biggest but, like this huge. It's still a lot of stuff that I did in my 20s that I would not be doing at 30. That I do not do at 30. That I do not condone at 30. It's people that I dealt with in my 20s that if I was to see them in my 30s, I'd be like, I don't know you. Hey, how you doing? I'm sorry, you had me mistaken. No, we didn't. I do not know you. It's places that I went in my 30s. I'm sorry. It's places that I went in my 20s that I wouldn't frequent in my 30s. It's ways that I used to look at people that I was like, okay, maybe I'm just being a little harsh on judging. And not in a way of judging like, oh, I wouldn't be doing that. Because I'm the type of person that always have learned from other people. I learned from my mistake and I also learned from other people's mistakes. So I'm like, is this just because life haven't hit me yet? Because I'm kind of jumping ahead, right? But you know how I get. It's like, has life really not hit me yet? Because that's the first thing people say is like, oh, you think this way, you think that way. Life just haven't hit you yet. You gonna see when life hits you that is this, is that. And so I went to thinking that way, like, oh, life just haven't hit me yet. I'm thinking this way because life haven't hit me. And then life hit me and I'm like, okay, maybe I wasn't tripping. I still feel the same way that I feel, but I also have a greater understanding, overthinking understanding. I also have a greater understanding because with age and experience, it's not just age, with age and experience. And if you learn a lesson, you're gonna come on out on the other side with wisdom. That's one thing that I always like to clarify on here. Because people feel like just because you get older and you go through things, that automatically is wisdom. But if you're not able to reflect like reflection is the biggest key in that. Like you can go through stuff and not reflect on what you've been through. So it's just like, I've seen this already, but what did you learn? Like you steady keep doing the same thing. If you walking outside and it's raining and you don't put on a raincoat or an umbrella and you steady coming back in soaked, and we telling you like, hey, it's raining outside, you should, you coming back in complaining about being soaked, maybe you should get an umbrella or put a jacket on. I've been through the rain already. Yeah, but you complaining about being soaked. Like, does that analogy make sense? Like, it's like you complaining about being soaked, but you won't do nothing to fix it or cover it up or protect it. Some people go through their life like that. And it's like, oh, I've been here this long. I did this many years doing this. And it's like, but why? Why are you doing that? Like, just because this child is 14, that child's 14 and you 30, but this child at 14 had more reflection and set with themselves alone more time than you have, and they have a better understanding of the person that they are and what they want to do at 14. So I would not say just because you get older. If you getting older and you still making the same mistakes, doing the same thing, is not you the people that we talk about that be bitter, like just wait till you get older, you'll see that's not how life works. That's not how life works. Life doesn't work like that. Okay, okay, whatever. I think a lot of people are scared of getting older, but I'm not. I love it. And it used to be, and that's the beauty of getting older and gaining perspective. Like I said, gaining that reflection period. It used to be because I wanted the validation of other people. Because when you feel like you know what you're talking about, it could be the right message, wrong messenger. You want to be older. But the people that I want to talk to, y'all already older than me. 5 years, 10 years. Like I always hung out with people that was older than me. So the people who didn't listen or not listening or felt like because they're older, they know better, they not gonna listen because y'all will never catch up. I will forever be 5 years, 4 years, 2, 3 to 10 years younger than you, whoever, whatever situation I'm putting it into. So if they don't listen due to your age, just because you get older, they not gonna listen. But at the time, I wasn't thinking like that. Overthinking understanding, right? I was like, okay, this is why this is why they ain't listening to me. Like I'm making good points. Not only am I making good point, I'm living these good points. Like I'm believing this, I see this. But when I get older, they go see it. Nah, they still gonna be like, wait till you get older and have kids. Wait till you get older and buy a house. Wait till you get older and start paying bills. All that's done can't no. But not the kids yet. Not the kids yet. They coming though. But most of that has came and went, and I'm still the same me. So to get back to what I was saying, like I said, as a younger person, when I wanted to get older, it was to try to gain a perspective. I mean, I'm sorry, it was to try to change the perspective of the people on the outside. Like you too young, you don't know what you're talking about. Now I love getting older because I have learned the perspective and experiences that come with it. I understand that life is going to keep moving, and the blueprint and the foundation that I have laid as a young adult in my teenage years, in my adolescent years, and in my early 20s, it has made me who I am. And now it's a beauty of being like, oh man, I'm getting older. This stuff is starting to make sense. I am truly starting to be able to see the bigger picture. And I can't say like it was always like that. I think it's like people will sit there and be like, I want this so bad. And then when you get it, it's so cliche, but you truly do not know what to do with it. And being scared about getting older doesn't stop you from getting older. You can do all the anti-aging, because now I hear that all over the place. You could do all the anti-aging. You could do all the biohacking. You're still getting older. You're not necessarily stopping the clock. And even if you yourself manage to somehow stop the clock on your body, stop the clock on your aging. The people around you that's not doing it, they're still going to get older. It's like, man, I don't want to get old because, people not going to be there to take care of me. Or what if I'm this? Or what if I don't have kids? And, nobody's there to take care of us when we get older, all this and that. It's like, you plan for it then. Plan for it if you do have kids, plan for it if you don't. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to speak on this because I feel like it's an elephant in the room. Rather large, purple, white, and gold elephant. A lot of people have been talking about people getting off the podcast. This information is not being asked for, this, that, and the third. I feel two ways about it. Yes, it's some people that shouldn't have a mic. Some people preach and spew out hate, misinformation. It's some people who's truly wanting, it's some people that may not have the best substance on their podcast, but it's entertaining. And and being able to entertain someone and brighten up their day, make somebody happy, you can't put a price tag on it. There's some podcasts that are very informative. There's some people who have a fan base that listen. So just saying that to all of it, put the mics down, stop doing the podcast. They probably said the same thing about whatever else they done said about it before it came. I don't want to get too far into that tangent because it'll throw the episode off. But yeah, like come on, let us do our podcast. You do not have to tune in. It's 1,000 other podcasts. Like you don't have to tune in. You can go watch TV, read a book, do whatever. You don't have to do it. But like I was saying, when you're scared of something, it doesn't stop time from moving. It doesn't stop whatever you're scared of from coming. Like I be confused. Like, do people not realize not getting older, forever 18, forever 21, for no pun intended on that, forever 30, 45, whatever, that person is no longer living. That energy has been transferred into something else. Like, I don't understand that. I don't want to get older. I don't want to get older. Like I said, I was a little faster. I was a little more advanced. I hung around other people. I was chasing wanting to get older. For like I said, in my younger 20s, in my younger years, it was for different reasons. Like, I thought people would, what I say and like I say, the way that I thought and the opinions that I had took it more serious when I got older. When people just didn't want to hear that shit. Because, take me into my next point. Some people are just corny. It don't come with an age. A lot of stuff that I thought was corny, lame, didn't fit what I wanted to do in life back then, it's still the same way now. And them people still went on to be corny, lame, and they do the same thing. They just doing it while they older. It did not change. So like I said, just to go back to, because I know it's other people that probably felt like me or feel like me. People not listening to me, they not this, that, and the third because I'm younger. They not listening to you because they don't want to hear it. Some people do not know how to reflect. Some people do not know how to reflect. Some people run from the past, but they also don't want to run to the future. It has nothing. It has nothing to do with your age or your message. They just don't want to hear it. They're terrified. They're scared. When, like I say, you're going to get older regardless. When you don't take action, lay a foundation, start thinking for yourself, making a plan or whatever, and life just start coming at you, life just start hitting you. Now that you didn't take action, you get whatever outcome that you didn't take action leads you to. And what I mean by that is, you could be sitting on the train. Something happened on the train. People start getting off of the train safely. Like, you can see them, they getting rescued safely. And it's your turn to get off this train. And they say, hey, you need to get off of this train. Come on, we're coming to get you. I'm scared. This train is going to crash. Do you want to be scared getting off of this train? Or do you want to be scared on up until you die? And a lot of people choosing it unwillingly or not, excuse me, choosing it unwillingly or not, or subconsciously or not, they will be scared up until the day that they die. When you could just, on some parts of your life, relinquish control and only make a plan, control what you can control. Just set a foundation. I talk about it all the time. I went into the service at 18 years old. I probably done told this story before. I'm kind of getting more episodes up, so things usually repeat, right? We sound like broken records, not on purpose. But I give you a quick backstory on me going into the service. Throughout me going to school, I thought I was stupid. Now that I'm older, I understand that everybody learns a little bit different. And it wasn't that I was stupid. We won't even get into the part of so much stuff could be blamed on parents, this, that, and third. I've had a public school education. I had a public school tempo, public school classroom, public school set of teachers. With that being said, if you get to falling behind, it's not about you being as smart as you can be. It's about doing enough to pass you on to the next grade. So whatever. Throughout my whole life growing up, thought I was stupid, this, that, and third. So my parents used to tell us at 18, you get out. At 18, you get out. It's either college, get you a job, go to the service, something like that, right? And go to the service wasn't even necessarily like a big thing. It wasn't like they always talked about going to the service, or my parents are the reason that I went into the service. To a certain extent, yes, of course, because they like, you got to get up at my house. I end up doing ROTC as a freshman. I think it was freshman in high school on up until my senior year. And because I seen the way that ROTC was, and I was decent, I was moving up quickly, I told myself that I could do the service. Me going into the service, I was 17 years old. I knew that the time was coming up for me to have to get out of my parents' house. I watched my brothers get put out a couple times. I watched, my younger brother run away. Like, I knew it was serious. It was sink or swim. So at 17, because you can't, unless you're doing reserves, I don't know if it has changed, but unless you're doing reserves, you can't necessarily sign your contract at 17. I think even reserves, you need a parental waiver. Whatever. Needed a parental waiver. I'll never forget, one of my parents was like, well, because like I said, my whole life, I'm thinking I'm stupid. Parents, for lack of a better word, think I'm stupid. Or school is not just for you. School just not for you, or whatever, right? And I remember one of my parents saying that they wouldn't sign the parental waiver yet because I remember them asking the recruiter, like, are they gonna have tutoring? Right? So I end up like getting waited out. One parent signed it. Still to this day, I always talk about it. It's in my records, a parental waiver. And I didn't need them anymore. End up turning 18, signed a contract on my own. And I was like, how soon can I leave? They said you have to be out of high school 3 weeks before you can leave. 2 to 3 days before I left to the service, I was put out. I was put out for same-sex relationship. I was put out. I had to pack up the whole room. I had to pack. When I say the whole room, I had to pack up the clothes. I had been paying for my own phone for about 3 to 4 years because I had a job. But I had to pack up my clothes. I had to pack up the room, the sheets, the curtains, everything. Like if y'all know, it was the big industrial trash bags. That's what I had to pack up. And it was like 2 to 3 bags, my stuff in them. And this was just for the same sex relationship. Um, and like, hey, your parents was young. I'm not knocking it. That's not what this episode about, right? Shit happens, right? Um, but yeah, so had to pack my stuff up, leave off to the service. I did 11 years. I did 6 days short of 11 years, but I always say 11 years, right? I did from 18 to 29. I made a long story long, even though I said long story short, right? I said all of that to say I was terrified, petrified, but I knew I could not stay. I knew I could not stay at home. I knew it wasn't too much for me at home. A little black girl, all of the trauma stuff that happened in the past, people got this to say about you, that to say about you, this, that, and that. Scared, don't really have an identity. I had a strong sense of who I thought I was, but not the strongest identity in myself, right? And I took my butt on to the service. And not only did I take myself on to the service, I got degrees in my time in the service. I ranked up fast in the service. I was blessed and fortunate enough to almost any and everything I wanted to do, I accomplished in the service. I didn't have to repeat any school twice in the military. Some of the tests, yeah. And it was more of, I'll say, the way the instructors were teaching. And that only happened, I want to say one time, BLC. It was a hard test. But like I said, I don't want to get too far to the left and right. But I found out that I learned a valuable lesson going through that. Just because you scared doesn't mean you get to stop and you don't get your butt off that train. Because there's an analogy I use, right? Like if a train is getting ready to crash and they are safely taking people off, but you are terrified and you're saying, I'm not getting off of this train. You're not taking any action. You are still going to die scared. Why not take your butt off the train scared? That's what I did. I took myself to the service scared. I took myself through, and I don't never want to say it like I wasn't fortunate enough to meet some wonderful people in the service. Wonderful mentors in the service who helped me take my career to where it was at. For sure that happened. For sure I did. But I'm saying that all to say that you do it scared. You like looking the me making that decision to not only go out to the service, by the time I made 4 years in the service, everybody that I came out with was either kicked out or either finished their contract, didn't stay in, and most of them were kicked out. Most of the people I came in with, not most of the people that I seen along the way, a lot of them was in. I'm talking about the people that I came in with, the people I considered close friends. They were out by the time I hit 4 years in the service, including the love of my life, out. And I still persisted on. And I used to tell people, because when I first came in, once again, I'm moving scared. I'm moving off of what my parents said. I'm moving off of, man, I'm getting older and I have to take care of myself. I can't go back home, and I have not been back home. Fortunately, it's not to talk bad about my parents. I go back home and visit, but I have not had to live back home. Whatever it took, me and the Heavenly Father, I stood and we made a way. So once again, I'm saying all that to say that I did it scared. That little girl who left the house 3 weeks after high school, 2 to 3 days. It was like 2 to 3 days after getting put out, packing up everything she owned. I left 2 basic training with, I might have, yes, I want to say my aunt took me to buy a new phone. Now she bought it for me. She took me to buy a new phone. She took me to buy a new phone before I left. I had the shoes on my feet, the clothes on my feet, and maybe one pair of change of clothes when I left to the service. Everything that I owned up until that part was in those trash bags, clothes wise. And while I was in basic training, my high school cap and gown and everything, while I was in basic training, it was given away. It was given away. It was like, wrote, oh, can I give it away? I'm over here. Even if I say no and I come back home and it's gone, I didn't really feel like I had control over that. Not trying to go off on that tangent either. But get back to what we talking about in this episode, people scared of getting older and everything like that. That little girl, that young, naive, but strong-willed person that understood you do it scared because whatever out there, we not that it has to be better than this, because it doesn't have to be better than leaving the house. We're going to make it better because we're not coming back to this. You will never get a chance to let nobody else put you out. You will never get a chance to let somebody do you crazy off of your decisions. Still to this day, it's not happening. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, you learn experiences. I had a self-belief and a self-confidence that I didn't listen to all the time. Because a lot of situations that I put myself in, I know I shouldn't dealt with some of the people I was dealing with. I know I shouldn't put myself in some of the situations. But other people' validation at one point in time was more important than my own validation. It's because I didn't see the representation of the person that I wanted to be. Even at 30 years old, I watch these celebrities that's 27, 28, and I still look at them and be inspired. That'd be the problem. Like I said, once again, taking it back, people try to make it like it's an age thing. Some people just get it quicker. Some people do not teach them. Some parents do not teach their kids to, you just got to get and go and do whatever. Not going back to my parents. They taught us a lot of good. I'm just saying in general, some people get their children ready for the world. So they mature at a different rate because they have been taught the skills to go navigate the world. So their 27, 26, 22, 24 look a whole lot different than mine. It was people that I met first coming into the service. I was just happy. That was my first time making real money. Even though the military wasn't paying us too good, I didn't pay for housing. I wasn't thinking like, when you come from an environment where you feel like you don't necessarily see the best example, if you do a little bit more than what you seen back home, you feel like you're doing something. But then you get people who actually know better. You think you're doing better, which to a smidget you might be. But just because you're doing better don't mean that you can not be in a better situation. And what I mean is, you could take me 18 and take somebody else 18 and their parents told them to come in. Not only did their parents tell them to come in, it wasn't forced. It was more of, hey, this is the benefits that you get. When you get in, make sure you, get to your first duty station, make sure you go to school. Put 50% in your checkup. I met a chick at the last duty station before I got out. Her parents had money, this, that, and third. Once again, one of them children who she served by choice, and she didn't necessarily need the money. She was putting almost, I don't want to exaggerate, 70 to 60% of her check in her 401k. In her 401k. She like, I don't need the money. She had a very modest car and everything like that. And I thought I was frugal. But I learned on the way. I didn't come in with the blueprint. I learned on the way. And like I said, I want to make sure that I'm keeping y'all on topic. The whole point is, now that I have these, I went through those things in my 20s, my 30s are structured so much better. And I'm saying 30s, even though I'm just turning 30, I know it's structured better. I have a foundation. I have more experience and understanding and resources than I had at 20. I have a I have a calmer temperament. I listen to my self compass. If I was on some live fast, die young, which it happens. But if I was continuing to be on that and I died at 26, 25, whatever, 29, I wouldn't be this person that I am today. The reflection that I have today, the understanding that your parents didn't mean no harm. They were young. Put yourself in their shoes. Or they just didn't know no better. They did the best that they knew how. It's no hard feelings. It's nobody that I dealt with in my past that I have malice for. It is what it is. If I would have known in my 20s that at 30 I would be like this, I would have sprinted to my 30s. Not because, oh, like I said at the beginning of the episode, I want somebody to take me more serious. I want somebody to listen to what I have to say. I feel like I have a great perspective that people only hear with age. None of that. Just to be like, you got the person that you're in love with. You in love with yourself. You have more money than you ever had. You have more resources than you ever had. You calmer. Like, it's just so much. Even though that, yeah, like my sibling's sick, it's people that you love close to you that's sick. It's people that you love that's not even the same person that they was a few years ago. I still, with all of that being said and everything that I know that is going on now, I still would have sprinted to 30. Still would have sprinted to 30. You got to deal with this chick and this guy and this whatever, and you gonna learn this. I learned so much through the journey. Don't be letting these people tell y'all and making y'all feel bad about aging. It's beauty in aging. It's so much beauty in aging. Like, grown people fine. Like, I don't know, I don't know if like other coaches say that. I'm not for sure. But we got grown people fine at my culture. Like, you have some people early 20s, whatever. That's cute. That's fine. Whatever. Like I said, I messed with a person that was not messed with. We didn't date. We slept around or whatever. But they was 10 years older than me. I think back to that situation and it disgusted the hell out of me. Even at that time, they made comments about my age, and they was one of the ones that's, oh, when you get older, blah blah blah. I say their life sucked. They ended up with bums. My opinion. Whatever. But just saying that to say, I can't think about being in my 30s messing with nobody that's that age. I can't think about doing that. And still to this day, like, older people, it's not just, oh, you're older. It's the way that you think. It's the way that you carry yourself. That's why I say, like, age doesn't do it. Because that's what'll turn you off. You'll get with an older person. You'll think like they older, they got their stuff going on. No, 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 no. They got the same thing they had going on back then. One thing that I have learned with age, who you are at your core, is going to be you when you get older. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with you being a product of your environment, because there's certain ways that we act because we're a product of our environment. We're a product of our trauma. We're a product of other people's opinions. Once you start peeling back the layers of that onion, okay, did I really think like that? Did I really want to be that person? Or was I that person because of my environment? Check. Why do I feel this way about this? Is this really how I feel? Is this really how, or was it this way because of trauma? Check. Do I really think that I'm stupid? Was I really stupid back then? Or was my circumstances not aligned for me to do better? Whatever. Check. And I have blossomed into a person that understands that. I got an email the other day from my teacher and was like, you have a 95 in chemistry and we're almost done with this semester. I sent it to my family group chat. And it wasn't like a nan nan nanny boo boo. I'm not stupid. Cause I say it all the time and my people get mad. Well, I ain't gonna say my people. My brother gets mad for sure. But it's just funny being on the other side, even to watch the growth of everyone in my family. You not stupid. You're not stupid. Okay, y'all used to say it. Now that I'm saying I'm not stupid, I ain't never think you were stupid. Yes, y'all did. You did. You learned I wasn't stupid. I was able to articulate myself and got a little bit more confidence about myself and became the person that I actually knew myself to be. You got to see that person, and now you saying you're not stupid. If I had $1 for every time that I heard that, I'm decently off now, but I'll probably be weller off. And none of this is to brag. So, and that's another thing that had to come with time, where the people who are going to take it wrong is going to take it wrong. The people who want clarity about the stuff you say, they're going to seek clarity. And the ones who understand you, they're going to understand you. And you just have to go on about your business. If I could go back and tell my younger self anything, it'll be who you want to be, regardless of not having the example that you want, or not having a example. And that's not saying that nobody was doing the right thing, but I didn't see people like what I wanted to be. I didn't see people. I speak about how the darker skin is more accepted now. Now it's like, oh, they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. Her dark skin is beautiful. It wasn't like that growing up. And don't get me wrong, it's colorism in every race. But it was like, oh, this one dark, black, blah, 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 all this, that, and the third. And now you see people being praised for the same skin tone and color you was hated for. Even when you was black, oh, that person black like you, but your black is choppy and they black is smooth. Once again, getting older, it don't matter if somebody think you fine or if they think you ugly. Do you like the way that you look? That's the only advice that I would give my younger self. Be the person that you know you are. Everybody else's opinion, everybody else gonna say this. You do not have to wear that jacket that they put on you. I didn't understand that. I used to hear that coming up all the time. They put that jacket on him, he gotta wear it. I'm like, what they talking about? Like, if he don't want to wear the jacket, don't wear it. Like, they put that jacket on him and they think he this person, and I'm like, why would somebody put a jacket on and they think that they that person? But it was a figure of speech. I didn't know no better. Now I understand that somebody could try to put something on you and portray you in a certain way, and that you don't have to become that person. You don't have to be that person. And getting older and understanding that just because you feel unprepared doesn't mean you don't step. Just because you feel scared doesn't mean you don't step. You only know what you don't know until you know. And most people that they let fear control them, they don't know until they die. They literally sit on the train and crash into the wall and die. And there's no other way to put it. They crash into the wall and die because they were too scared to make action. And everything else around them is their fault. I was going to do better, and then I did this, and I was going to do better, then I did that. Them people, I watched the old man, I think it was like his 80th birthday. And at 80 years old, he got his first tattoo. And he was like, that's not that bad. That's not that bad luck. But he was just so happy to be with his grandchildren. And once again, I'm saying that to say the person that you are at your core, you are going to be that person when you get older. You're going to, like, people do change. Because some things people are or were or did because of their environment. You could ask somebody that dated somebody and they got this version of that person. You don't know what that person brought out of them. And you could take that same person and put them with somebody else and two different people. But it's gonna be things that overlap. If you bring both people together that they dated, what is it? What's the little diagram? I'm drawing a blank. The little circles. You draw one circle, then you draw another circle. It's gonna be pieces that overlap. And 9 times out of 10, that piece that overlap, like, oh yeah, they're they're a butthole, but they sweet. They're a butthole, or they thoughtful. They whatever, but they have a temper. They whatever, but they cheap. And then you're like, oh well, they were, you know, a narcissist to me, or I felt like they was gaslighting me, whatever, right? Not to get too deep on that one. It's just saying that you're gonna be a different person based on the environment, situations, whatever you're in. But that person who you are at your core is still going to be you. But you're not gonna get the chance to evolve and evolve. Is it evolve? Into something else or into somebody better if you sit there and be bitter about getting older. Being scared is not gonna stop time. It's not gonna pause it. Only thing is gonna stop you from being better when you get older is you. And I mean that, like, and outside of death, like, just like the alternative to not getting older is not getting younger. I'm gonna go and get a facelift to remove wrinkles. The skin that they pulling back is still 60. Now it's just 60 tight skin. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? You didn't get younger, you look younger. That's the problem. Ew. That child didn't get older because they dress provocative. That's a child. And you're still, I would say you're going to jail, but the way the climate is now, you might be the president. I got to. All right. Like, let's get back on track. No, you might be the president though. But all jokes aside, seriousness. If anybody that's listening to this and they're scared of getting older, I can only tell you from my perspective, they lied. They lied, man. It may be a ploy of some type of population control. If you really thought that they didn't want people to get older, why you think they try to work people till they 65? Why you think they try to praise the employees that stay the longest? Don't get me wrong. You know, they say everything is a scam. You got to learn the way the system works. Yeah. Excuse me. 9 times out of 10, the system is not working in your favor, but it could. It can. Just like me getting out of the service. Like I was saying earlier, I used to say I was going to do 20 years. I'm going to do 20 years. I'm going to do 20 years. I was saying that because I was scared. I didn't think I had anything else to fall back on. I started going to college and getting good grades, and I learned I'm not stupid. Even throughout things in the service, I was the top. Maybe not physically, and I won't even say not physically, because when I was running, I wasn't the fastest, but the other part of my physical activity was so good, I still scored pretty high. As the run went down, the other stuff didn't suffer, but now, whatever. I'm going off on another tangent. But bring it back around. I was only saying that I was gonna stay in 20 years because that was the end goal that I was told. You go in the service, you do 20 years, it'll take care of you when you retire. You don't have to work again. And in my mind, it's like, okay, I don't never have to worry about, going back to my parents if it's on a hard time. I don't have to be a burden to anyone because that's really what it is. That's really what it boils down to. When it may not be what my parents wanted to teach, but that's what it came off as. Even though, like, don't get me wrong, they say like you have your own way you think, this, that, and the third. You can't do what you want to do and be under somebody else's roof. And even as an adult, I learned that was a damn lie too. You can't do and be what you want to be and end up under somebody else's roof because some people make it where other people's able to do that. But I freaking digress again. I'm trying to stay on track. But yes, you can. But I did not. I have not been back. So the reason that I got out of the service because I said I didn't like it and I learned that I did not need it. When I went into the service, I did care about serving my country and being the best soldier that I could be. And the love for the military died. I have been out and thriving. Sometimes I sit and I tear up and I just think, like, even I'll say at 3 years in the service is when I truly knew that I didn't want to be in. But I couldn't talk to nobody about it because, and not saying that I didn't, I should reframe it. When I talked to people about it, they didn't believe me because I didn't let me not wanting to be in anymore affect me doing my job. People think like just because you don't like something, you're supposed to half-ass it. If I half-ass it, that's me as a person. I'm a half. Sorry, I'm a if I half do it, I'm a half do other things. I got to stick with who I am overall as a person and not my emotions at the time. So because I didn't have the stuff in the service and I still had that drive to be the best that I could be, people didn't believe I didn't want to be in anymore. And then by the time my sibling got sick and I realized how much control the military has over you. You can't leave. If you can't leave, you can't leave because you signed that piece of paper. And still, I was at one of the best jobs that the military could offer, so I was supposed to be happy. People that love to have this job. I don't love it. That's another thing that came with age. People that love somebody with like me. Go find them people. I hate you. Hate a strong word. I double hate you. You can hate me too. Go away. It was the same way with the service. I don't like this. You barely believe what you talking. You in charge of me because you happen to be born before me and joined before me and got promoted before me. But you're a coward. But two wrongs don't make it right. Whatever, right? Once again, I digress. So I end up getting out, right? And even with me getting out, I have it brought another perspective to me because in the service, it was, oh, you in the service, so the military is taking care of you. I thought you had the same ability to go to the military as I did. From where I'm looking at, your mama and them taking care of you. That'd be the weirdest people be like, I got it. I got this on my own. No, you didn't. You might do a lot on your own, but you doing it on your own and how I do it on my own is two different things. People should really learn to shut the fuck up sometimes. I'm sorry, that's another one. No more cuss words. No more cuss words. I really be wanting to have younger children listen to it and understand that you can get your point across without cuss words. But yeah, so like I got out and I'm on the other side and I'm still making it work. And even me sticking it out as long as I did because I did not get out until I knew that I could stand on my own. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I trust my ability. I told myself I was not going to the military in my 30s. I got out at 29 and a half years old. Almost to the month. Almost to the month. My birthday's in December. I got out in June. July 18th would have been my 6-month mark to the date of my birthday. So about 3 weeks, the same 3 weeks that I had to leave outside of high school to get to the service, I was out 3 weeks before it would have been my halfway to my birthday. And just saying all that to say, like, I have been able to thrive. And sometimes I just sit and I tear up and I be so grateful. Like, that's one thing that I have noticed about a lot of bitter people when they got older. My grandmother always said it. Don't let the world make you bitter, baby. And I didn't understand it, truly did not understand it until now. Because it's so hard to be bitter. For me to be upset about anything that has happened in my past would to be ungrateful of the life that I have now. Don't get me wrong. I didn't say that I don't acknowledge it. I didn't say that it doesn't affect me, that I don't feel it sometimes, but I don't I I I'm not sad about it. I'm grateful. I see what the other side looks like. I am overly grateful. I could, I like it. I have my eyesight, my two hands. I watch kids be born with deformities and people go through, because that's one thing that's so true that I see so much. You could become the disabled population at any time. It's not like you born a minority and in your lifetime you might see your people be a majority. But the disability, you can have a car accident and become disabled. You could have nerve damage and become disabled. Trust me, I'm terrified of it. Off of how much I gave to the service, I have issues still to this day. But just saying that to say, I don't take it for granted. A lot of people fear getting older because we shun out the world. And I'm saying we because we all in this together. Whether I'm gonna say we all in this, whether we all in this together is up to you playing nice with other people, but we're still gonna be all in this, right? And people get scared of getting older because it's like nobody's gonna take care of me when I get older. I said it before. I don't remember the specific episode, but I'm like, the world is teaching you to isolate, and you don't occupy this world by yourself. You don't occupy the world by yourself. So the world is teaching you people are bad, and we're pushing these beliefs. Like I said earlier with the jacket, the analogy of like they put that jacket on them. We are getting fed these thoughts, and that's why I be by myself, and people are bad, and this, that, and the third. When a lot of times society has failed people. I have did some horrible things. Most people who know me or have been around me or been exposed to me for longer than the outside opinion, they gonna say I'm one of the sweetest people they ever met. And it's probably some people who go feel like I was birthed from the devil himself. Both pieces are true. Like, and just saying that to once again say it comes with age, maturity, understanding comes with age, knowing that some people come out bad, but it's rare. Some people are in bad situations and they do super bad things, but they're still are not bad people. They're still are not bad beings. And then to understand that some people are rotten to the core and you can't do nothing about it. You trying to make them better is only going to exhaust you. But don't fear aging. Fear aging and staying stagnant. Fear, say it again. Sorry, y'all. Fear aging and staying stagnant. Fear aging and not learning from your past. Fear aging and not reflecting. If you keep putting 2 plus 2 is 5 and they erasing it and saying go back and try it again and you keep writing 5, you are not learning from your mistake. I don't care if you put 6. I don't care if you put 2. It's not that. But you ain't keep repeating the same mistake. If you going over there and you saying 2 plus 2 is 5, and they like, nah, use your hands. And you like 2 plus 2 is 5. I got 2 hands for 5. Okay, use one hand. Do 2 plus 2. What's that? 4. Write it down. And I know it's like I don't be trying to break it down like people are stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that sometimes that be how overthinking understanding. That be how simple it be. We just get it up. We get so caught up in our perspectives and our trauma and caring so much about what somebody on the outside has to think that we forget that we're human. And it's scary when you don't allow humans to make mistakes. It's scary when you don't allow children to make mistakes. You whooping somebody butt for making a mistake or shunning somebody or embarrassing, ostracizing somebody for making a mistake. It just makes somebody, oh, they talk bad about this gay person, they talk bad about pedophile, this, that. It just makes somebody else not get caught. Now you got somebody amongst your people that snake gonna learn the sliver a little bit better. People make mistakes. I'm not saying being overly trusting, But we're humans. Humans make mistakes. Humans evolve. People are terrified that AI is going to take over. It's going to take human jobs. It has to evolve first. It's getting horrible. AI to from someone who used it for a lot of things, because I felt I spoke about it before. Like, it was a tool to help where people wouldn't help. AI, how do you spell this word? AI, what did this word say? Read this book to me. It's not nobody. You don't have to ask nobody for somebody. Once again, it brings you see how them points just come out the sky. It ties it back in beautiful. We share this world together as a society. That person can't read good out loud. That person's stupid. AI didn't do that. But we'll be the same society to be like, that person is ruining them people's lives in Memphis. You ruined them people's lives in Memphis just as much as that AI did. Because instead of you helping your fellow human, they had to run to artificial intelligence that's still getting fed by us, that's still getting pulling up research and different things by us because you didn't help your fellow human. But AI only knows so much. AI has not evolved yet. And even when it evolves, it's gonna be us. The person who makes it where AI brain is close as they can to a human brain, that's when you be scared about AI taking your job. But the stuff that they got right now, I am not convinced. Not saying that it won't happen. I'm not saying that I'm not convinced that AI won't take over in the future. Maybe. I'm just saying right now, yeah, it's too many glitches. It doesn't understand. It doesn't fully understand. It doesn't fully understand humans. We use it and it thinks we're stupid. And it's stupid. it's oh, it's stupid. I'll be like, man, I'm not using this. I'm finna do this. Um, but yeah. Where we at on this episode? But yeah, man, don't let people have you thinking that 30 is bad and 30 is old. 30 is older. Whatever you want to say, you're older than you was. You could say 30 years young, like what people say, whatever, but it's wisdom. Like I said, fear, I already said it. Fear is staying stagnant. Fear that's what's terrifying. Being the same person that you was at 20 that you are at 30. That's scary. And once again, like I said, I'm not talking about your core values. I'm talking about the silliness. You still trying to flip a pack and you still womanizing. You still doing this with that. And at the same time, be who you going to be. I'm grateful for the many lives that I have lived. I'm grateful for the people who shared the lives with me in their presence. But I am so grateful for this life right here. And so grateful to be able to reflect that I can understand why I'm here now. Life, you don't have that much control over life by no stretch of the imaginations, but you have some. And also I'm able to look to see that what my family's going on right now, like your future could be like that. So what you gonna do about it? Are you gonna be scared? You may end up just like that person. What you gonna do about it? What can you do different? And don't get me wrong, you could do, like I said, control is it's an illusion. I could do all this and all that and not be able to talk tomorrow. I'm gonna have a smile on my face. I seen a guy who's a complete vegetable. He talks through a computer, and he has one of the best sense of humors that I've seen. I feel like when people get to really complaining, they should look at, I say it all the time, children, and then look at children with disabilities and look at children with cancer and look at people who were birthed into this world and they truly, truly never had a fighting chance and they still made it. That's what I mean. And they still got older and they still the people who had the diagnosis that's been able to outlive their doctors. Watch them people. Then you'll understand. Look at the people where you want to be like. Look at the actors who didn't get their first big roles until 40 and tell yourself you running out of time. How you running out of time in a role that you go play not even created yet in your life or a movie? It ain't created yet. You have to be, you're building up to be the person that you need to be for the next role in your life. But if you scared to go through it, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm telling you, them people that's terrified to get older, they stagnant. And then I can't put a blanket on everybody. I can't just put that blanket statement on everybody. I'm just saying in general, maybe 8 times out of 10. They terrified because they know they on the same stuff. I used to have a chick to be like, I'd be like, man, like, you still acting like this or you doing that? I don't know what I'm gonna be when I get older. To a certain extent, I respect it. To a certain extent, I also know she was full of crap and blowing smoke. That lady moves every 6 months. She burned up whatever fake identity, or she runs up whatever bill, and she be gone. Like every 6 months. And every time she leave, it's the other people's fault. Every time she start talking to somebody, it's that person's fault. You getting older, but you living the same life. That's why you're exhausted. You going in circles. Look at the definition of overthinking. It's literally to get stuck on the endless loop, thinking same thing. You just go down. You go down to catastrophizing oh, this is just bad, and you ain't thought about one solution yet. You just overthinking about a problem. It's a mood. It's getting stuck inside of a mindset. Look up the definition for understanding. That's why the podcast, the name, Overthinking Understanding. You're literally overshooting, like you're overthinking understanding. Everybody feel like they have it figured out so much that you had it figured out, and then you just went 3 lights down too far. Yeah, I'm stacking money and I'm not spending it because like no, bro, you overthinking it. Let me fix that. Let me clean it up because the way it came out kind of crazy. I'm making this money. I'm making fast. I'm making money, but you're not saving it. You're not investing. You're not putting it to nothing to have in the future. You making money just as fast as you spend it. You're overthinking understanding. I made 20,000 last year. What do you have now? The true testament to you building something is to be able to have it when you need it. You could say I'm building 3,000 chairs and you didn't keep one. It don't matter. You have nothing to sit on when you need it. You have no cushion to fall back on when you need it. Don't get me wrong. Like I said earlier, people used to say, "Wait till life hits you," and blah blah. Life has hit me. Life has definitely hit me. Life has hit me, and I adjusted. Life hit me. I'm like, ooh, I don't want to feel like that no more. Ooh, I crashed without. I walked outside in the rain without a jacket. Next time I'm gonna go back and put a jacket. Ooh, that jacket got soaked. I'm gonna go back out there with an umbrella and a jacket. Ooh, I don't have to walk no more. I'm gonna take this jacket over my head, run to the car. I won't be wet. Just saying, like, you learn and you build on from that. You build on. But I don't want to be the dead horse. No animal cruelty. I be so hyper vigilant about the stuff that I be saying because we just live in that world, right? But I love talking to y'all. Uh, I've been working. Me and my assistant have been working. We have been looking to get another guest on. Shout out to y'all. I seen the stats, and I have about 400 monthly listeners. I'm grateful. Throughout all of my little platforms together, it's like 400 monthly listeners. And if this episode haven't taught you nothing, people, like I say, people have for somewhere have always kind of listened to me or whatever. I have kind of always listened to myself, but coming from somebody who didn't believe in themselves and who didn't realize that the message was never wrong. It might have been a little harsh. It might have been a little naive at some points, but it wasn't wrong. I was just in an environment with people who had already at the age I met them at they're gonna die at their age. They're getting older, but they're living the same life. They're gonna go from crummy apartment to crummy apartment. Their kids grow up to be bums. I'm gonna stop. When I get to talking off on them tangents, I'm human. I'm like everybody else. I don't even want to act like I don't have no specific person in mind. I be having specific people in mind almost every time because you could have just left me the fuck alone. All right, but all jokes aside, hey, but yeah, like if you have a strong feeling, being, um, whatever about yourself, hold on to that. People could tell you this. You like blue, so you gonna be this. You like this, so you gonna be that. Whatever. Stay true to who you are. Stay true to who you are. Not what other people tell you that you are, who other people think that you are, who other people only can diagnose you from your trauma in your environment, who got they stick so far up they butt they don't know what's going on. Stay true to who you are. So, like I said, if we're talking about the alternative to getting older, it's not getting younger. You either gonna exist in life or you gonna live it. You either gonna get older or you gonna die young, or die somewhere in the middle, or stop being able to live somewhere in the middle. But it is never going to go back in the other direction. Even if you start losing your mind and you return to a childlike state, you will be a childlike state as a adult, adolescent, whatever age you get there at, and something happen, you will still be in a body of someone older and be a child. Best example I can give you that is a dog. You know, like they say they got the intelligence of a 3-year-old. You can have a dog that's 14 years old, but, quote unquote, they only have the intelligence of a 3-year-old. Age does not bring wisdom. Age does not bring understanding. You really want wisdom? You really want the understanding? Go through the freaking experiences or learn from other people's experience. You don't have to go get hit by a car to know you don't play in the street. You could watch other people go through it. You don't have to go through hard times to understand that you need to put something up, to understand that a stack of money was never the end goal. It's just the resource. That's not it. Figure out your end goal, because just get into the money, it's going to have you get into the money and the paper going to be gone. But like I said, the alternative to getting older is not younger. So I'm telling you, stop trying to pause your life. Live it. Stack your years, stack your lessons, stack your resources, stack your opportunity. Do something that keeps yourself feeling younger, being able to move as you get older with, everything working together. Because like I said, anything could happen to us. We don't know how we're going to end. So live your life as that. And I'm not saying every day go jump off a building and do a backflip. Only if you want to. But if you don't, you're human. You have the right to have bad days. You have the right not to be shackled down by mistakes that you made. You still have to live with the consequences of your actions. If you cheated on the girl that you love, you cheated on the boy that you love, you hit the person that you really love and you really want to be with, but you hit them and they don't want to be with you no more, just because you are forgiven and you're a human does not mean you get that person back. The consequences of your action is to part. Go on and be great for the next person. I could be here all day. Thank y'all for tuning in to Overthinking Understanding. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I love talking to y'all. It's super late. I've been trying to get y'all up since like 3. I'm gonna see if I can do it. 3, 4 hours. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll get what I just did. But all jokes aside, I love talking to y'all. I'm doing it. Or try doing. That's the theme for this year. Try doing. Be a product of your choices, not your environment. The other theme for this year, 2026. Try doing. Be the product of your choices, not your environment. As always, Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my 400 monthly listeners. I don't care what nobody, I don't care what nobody got to say. I am grateful for y'all coming back and kicking it with me, even wanting to listen to me, because I bump my own stuff in my car. I'm triple platinum, whatever awards for podcasts, whatever, I'm all that inside my car. But thank y'all for checking out Overthinking Understanding podcast. As always, until next time, be genuine to yourself and kind to others. I'll see y'all next time.